Well, welcome to This Week at CBN. Today we're going to travel to Israel, where no one knows more about the deadly missile attacks than the people who live in the community of Sderot. It's on the border with Gaza, and its nickname, Rocket Town. People there have lived on the front lines of this ongoing battle, and CBN's Scott Ross recently visited Rocket Town to see what it's like to live under constant fire.
They call it Rocket Town, the bomb shelter capital of the world. For more than a decade, Israelis in Sderot and southern Israel have lived under almost daily rocket attacks from the Gaza Strip.
Is this representative of what you're dealing with here all the time?
The truth is, this is a very small fraction of the rockets themselves that exploded here in the region itself.
You have people getting killed here in your town?
We had over 44 people being killed overall by rocket fire. Over 1,200 been seriously injured. At the same time, you have an entire generation that grew up with this kind of reality of sirens going off.
David Buskila was born and raised in Sderot and has been the city's mayor for 14 years.
You love this town, you love the people?
Of course.
Yes.
Someone that not love this town cannot live here.
Day by day, you have to deal with this lifestyle where rockets are being showered literally upon you. How does one adjust to that, if you ever do, really?
In April 2001, it was the first missile that launched to this city. Since then, we had more than 8,000 missiles.
8,000?
8,000 missiles that land only in Sderot. It's a little town, 5.5 square kilometers. 25,000 people live here. And you can imagine that 8,000 hit almost every apartment, every house in this city.
Buskila says many Israelis here suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. The mayor took me to a hill on the edge of town where we could see just how close the Gaza Strip is.
This is the border. It's 840 meters. It's the meaning is something like half a mile.
They could fire rockets at these towers and knock them down, and
they launch rockets to the electric power station.
yes, you supply Gaza.
We gave them electric, and they launch rockets to break the electric power station, and then to complain that they have darkness in Gaza. You see, this is not normal.
Everyone who drives in Sderot turns off the radio and rolls the windows down, ready to hear the color red siren to make a mad dash for safety.
And here I am in a playground where kids come and play. Here's a caterpillar, and anywhere else in the world this would be a normal caterpillar. However, this is a bit different. This is in fact a bomb shelter. So when kids come out here to play, a siren goes off. They have 15 seconds to get inside here to be protected from falling bombs. How does this environment affect children as they're growing up?
Only yesterday I was talking to one of my friends that her boy is in our kindergarten too. We had 2 alarms yesterday or the day before, I don't remember. And he was so panicked that she had to get out of work and come and get him. And he is only 2 years old.
Hagar Aloni is Sderot's social worker. We have to be aware of where a bomb shelter is, right?
Right there, yeah.
Okay, tell me where to run in case something lands
Okay.
here. Nothing moved me more than meeting Geut Aragon. In January 2008, she was sitting in her home with her 4-year-old son Nir and a neighbor child on her lap. A rocket crashed through the room where they were sitting.
The bomb come through the wall into the room. All the roof was crushed on us from the, how you say it?
Explosion.
The explosion. The girl was, fly to the corner. There was 4 shrapnels in my head.
Yeah.
And they operated and they took out 3 of them, but one of them, it get deep into the brain, so they don't want to touch it.
Geut was in rehab for a year and a half, but that wasn't the end of her trouble. Nearly 5 years later, her son is still afraid to sleep in his room. The family has to run to the bomb shelter sometimes 3 times a night. So why does she stay?
It's my country. It's my city. I'm born here.
Right.
I love it. If you want to move, you need to sell the house. No one wants to buy a house in Sderot. No one wants to come from outside to live under bombing, you know. But I have to tell you, even that, we very love this city.
How does it affect you now when you hear the rockets landing? Because they're still shooting them here.
Every time I heard the siren, it takes me back then.
Yeah.
And when I go down to the shelter, I'm sitting and I start crying every time and again and again.
Do you believe that God protected you?
Yeah, yeah.
You do believe
I
that?
believe that, yeah.
You're not angry? You're not angry with God because He allowed it to happen?
No, I think now, and I thought back then, that it was a miracle, and
Oh, yeah.
He protects on me, and He leaves me here in this world living
right.
for my boys, because, and I thank Him every morning. I never was that believer, you know?
No.
But since day, I believe more in God.
Scott Ross, CBN, Sderot, Israel.
It's a story from the front lines of this current war that's going on between Hamas and Israel, where they've now gathered weaponry from sourced out of Iran, where these rockets can travel much farther than they were before. They can now reach Jerusalem. They can now reach Tel Aviv. And that's the situation Israel finds itself in today, where the Gaza Strip has become an armed camp and is poised to strike Israel and is doing so repeatedly. So we need to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. We need to pray for Israel. And we need to reach out to those who need help. And CBN Israel is doing that. And if you're a member of the 700 Club, you're doing it in your name, where we're taking people from that very town who have those stress disorders, and we're saying, well, we'll offer you a place of refuge, we'll transport you, we'll provide hotel accommodations for you until this war is over. And we're also providing counseling for people and needed supplies as well. So if you want to be a part of that, all you have to do is log on to CBN.com. Well, that's it for this week at CBN. God bless you.